welcome back to Shakhtar to Glory, episode 10. Our first season with Shakhtar Donetsk in the Ukrainian League. Main aim of this challenge is to try and win the Champions League. Here we going into the sort of critical time of this, really. So we've got FC Basel today. Before we jump into that, though, if you're enjoying the content, please drop my channel a sub if you want to. Any likes, comments, anything like that will be muchly appreciated as well. I'll respond to all comments. So yeah, anything like that, please do drop a like, sub, comment, all that good stuff. So as you can see, we are currently second in the group. We sit behind Seville. We were the first seeds in this group. In case you haven't caught up to that anywhere at this point, I do recommend you go back and look at some of the other previous episodes and see how we've got to this stage. But we did slip up against Seville in one of the games. But we are the first seeds. We are favourites, but Seville, let's be honest, probably are a better team than us. So 11 versus 11. But I'd certainly put us strongly in that second category. But at the moment, we are joint on points with Basel. We drew 2-2 with them at their ground in the last game week. We need to make sure we put that 3 points clear this time, and then if we can then get 3 points against Salzburg, and then whatever we can against Seville, which I think will be at our ground also. So we've got a couple of, I think we've got away at Salzburg, but we're home against Seville, and then obviously today we're home against Basel. So excuse me, home positioning is really in our favour, and the easier team, if you like, of the group, who are bottom without a point and a minus goal difference, are the one that are away. So I'd still fancy us to get something out of that. If you joined us for the last episode, you'll know that team selection in this game is going to be quite tricky. Before I jump into that, just the last episode we did obviously play FC Alexandria, beat them 5-1 in the league. Dynamo Kiev then did win their game in hand to bring the league back down to 5 points. I haven't played anything since then, so we are jumping into that next game. So team-wise, usual front three. I did rest everyone. Hopefully everyone's fairly up to scratch. The two midfielders, same as. The back three is the same. The goalkeeper is still our third choice goalkeeper. We've got Shevchenko, who's our number 2, injured there. He's out for another week or so. And Kiota is our number 1. He's down there somewhere at the bottom, I think. Where is he? No, he's at the top actually. He's on his way back. Should be out about a week or so again. Probably for the next game against Zoya, which is in about a week's time, 5 days time, something like that. So hopefully back for that game. But we may consider with Kudryk. He's our young prospect goalkeeper. He looks not bad for 21 years old. He's getting some games, so it's all good for him. The other key, obviously we had last game, we had Butko, who was our third choice left back / right back. He's out with a broken foot. He's out for 2 to 3 months. We've also got Ishmaeli still out and Azvedo still out. Miley is on his way back, but he still may miss the next Champions League game. I think if that comes in after the next league game, I think we've got another. Let's have a look at the schedule actually, see how the games are coming at us. We have actually got a bit of a wait, a couple of games. So yeah, we've got about 3 weeks. So hopefully a couple of those players will be back and we're a bit more to strength and make that final push for the Champions League qualification. And ideally we're looking to try and finish top in that, just to try and, in theory, get the better draw in the next round. But it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes finishing second is the better scenario. Just depends how everyone else is doing. So we may have a look at that before we go into the last game, once we know where we're standing and whatnot. But at left back, like I say, we've had the injury. We've got this guy here. He can't really play the role. He's more of a right-sided. He's more defensive than a wing back, but he's got a few of the attributes, I think, there that will do what I need him to do, just on the wrong side. But he's 6 foot as well, so good in the air. We'll see what he can do. He's fourth choice for left back, maybe 5th choice. Not too sure, but we'll jump into that game now. We're going to go on the front foot here against Basel and just try and give them a good game. Try and get on the score sheet nice and early. So they're going, so quite defensive. I mentioned it before. They've got Balanto at the back there, Granit Xhaka's brother, Sushi, who I remember from the Russian league or something like that. Lang has been pointed out as their best player. D, I know from FIFA, because I tried making I think it was Swiss league, Swiss team, and he's quite a good player in that. and Van Wolfswinkel. It's a slightly different formation, I think, to what they were playing before, or certainly different personnel, because he was on the bench last time, and I don't. Elinusi played, I think, and Eno played last time, so it's slightly different change of tact for them in this game. And I'll keep leaving the team talks to my assistant. I've been doing that in my Arsenal game because, despite him being a bit boring, Steve Bold is actually quite good at it generally. He does this. Sometimes the full-time ones are a bit terrible, but the first game ones are normally pretty good. But this guy who I've got here, not so good. So we get to about half an hour. You won't see it just yet, but of course we've got another injury, or someone's playing through injury a little bit at the moment. I don't want to take him off. It just happened just before this highlight. Romero has picked up a knock and signalling he wants to come off, so he may be coming off soon, and sooner than we liked. And just as Ricky Van Wolfswinkel, who never scored in the Premier League, and it's their first shot on goal, this is not how it's supposed to be going down. So they're knocking it about quite well. Their player who's injured, of course, plays a great ball. And yeah, Wolfswinkel, who I don't think I ever saw hit a shot on target in the Premier League in all his time there, scores, of course. But we are struggling with injuries, and this is not the best. There's the third choice. Can we get a quick reply, Tyson? We do. Wow, that was much needed. Just after 34 minutes. Was that Tyson got the goal? Fred set Tyson up, or was it Tyson set Fred up? I'm completely in just sort of looking at the league table and looking at the stats and stuff. Just, yeah, Fred to Tyson. A little hint of offside there, but he stepped back. Maybe enough to do it. But we are dominating this game. Again, possession, ignore possession. Shots, fouls. And the keeper claims that one. So can we give ourselves a bit of an advantage just before half time and really make their team talk something not to enjoy? And Tyson, and we do. Is that offside? No. He looks across. No, it is offside. When that 2 went up in the top corner, I thought we'd got it. Normally, it doesn't quite go up, and the offside happens before the scoreline goes up, but that's unfortunate. So we'll have a little look at this, because I did suspect straight away it was offside, but I want to have a look and just make sure. So out to Ferreira on the left-hand side. Feeds a great ball in, and we're not going to see the run. So after all that, Fred intercepts Ferreira, and he drags his shot wide. So it looks like we're going to be going into half-time level. Not the worst. Like I said, we've got the games. Obviously, Seville's going to be tough, but Basel got to play them as well. So it would obviously, a draw here would probably see, unless Seville being held. So unless obviously something happens surprisingly with Red Bull, if we draw here, we're probably kissing goodbye to first place. And I think we've got no choice really but to take Romero off. We're going to bring on Gender on. Everyone looks fired up. I've just done it with the assistant, but he come out okay there. So we kick off. Second half going left to right, I believe. Now, yes, we are. Let's see if we can get going in this game and snatch a winner. We get a highlight just on the hour. Ferreira drops deep, whacks it out to Cerner, through to Tyson. Is that a penalty? It is indeed. Tyson was brought down, and Romero's off now, so who's taking it? Cerner's back on penalties. I expect this to be going in. He does. He slides it bottom right corner. Nice penalty. I expect that to be shown on the replay as well. I expect that to be a really nicely tucked away penalty. Keeper goes the right way, but he's not getting that one. So now in the position, we're 2-1 up. Do we sit on that, or do we carry on and try and get the third? Now, obviously, my style is to normally try and get the third, and it has bitten us a few times. I'm going to pause and have a little think about this one, because this is... Right, normally I would be bringing Cerner off there, but I've got no one who can come on for him. He's the striker. I've got a centre back, I think, and that's about it. Boldenikov. That's about all I can do in the defence. Fred can come off. He's going to come off for Kovalenko. I was hoping I'd have... I need to change that on the bench. Maybe Denilson. Yeah, maybe we'll go with Denilson. He's a bit more positionally set up for that. I think we might stick with that. Gets off for Boldenikov. And I think we'll have to press play to do it, but we're going to go to the counter-attack. Because I think although that's letting them onto us a bit. Cerner, there we go. 3-1. What was that? 10 minutes to go now. Really not sure that there's much they can do to get back in this game now. So Danielson, good choice. The assist. Cerner just rattles a volley from 18 yards. That's a great goal. So we're going to go. Is that an injury I just saw? It is. We can't make any more subs. So Tyson's going to drop back down there. And we'll go with that. And we're going to go to contain. We've basically essentially been put down to 10 men now. And that's another injury, of course. And that's another injury to the fullback position. This is just getting ridiculous. 5 minutes added time, but it's going to peter out. I can't see anything but a win for us here. Tyson to Rikitski. Hopefully that will just see time out. I mean, we did see earlier that Cerner was getting a bit tired, and obviously he's off now, taking him off, but I didn't have anyone to do it, and it was a bit early for me to be thinking sticking a winger there, but obviously I was left with no choice in the end, and I've just done it again. Where I'm talking, I'm just not thinking about what I'm doing, and I'm just setting it to the assistant, and he's just terrible. And that's just confused them even more. Of course it has. So Seville, they come back and won 2-0. That's probably going to see them as group winners. 9, 10, 11, 12. We can hit 13 points. We need them to only get a draw out of the last 2. So if Basel can get a draw against them, we can beat them. It comes down to the head-to-head, I think, in Champions League. And if we beat them, I think that would put the head-to-head in our favour. 2-2 at their ground. Yeah, it would. So we would sneak through on that, unless the goal difference factors, but I'm pretty sure it's head-to-head. I'm not going to bother looking at this stage. So, where to go from there? We'll have a quick look and see about the injury. 7 days to 2 weeks. Not terrible, because he should be back before the next Champions League game, which is obviously the vital one. 3 to 5 days from error, that's not a problem at all. Send assistance to the team. Happy to that. We get 1.3 million. Cerner gets the man of the match and goes off injured. We'll praise him. So let's have a look at the schedule, see where we can come back to. What I think we might do, we'll skip the Zoya game. We'll come back for the Redbird Salzburg game. It gives us a little bit of a talking point in between it, and it's obviously the most key game coming up. Then got a few league games against Seville. Yeah, so we'll come back with Salzburg. We'll probably do a similar thing. We'll play Salzburg, and then we'll see how that goes in the league, and we'll maybe play those 3 league games, and then after that come back to Seville for episode 12. So episode 11 will be Salzburg. So yeah, until episode 11 next time, see you later.